Hi guys, and welcome to a coffee chat. I'm Dr. Boomer Brown with Doing Good at Work. Thank you for joining me for just a few minutes of conversation. You know, the last few weeks we've been talking about emotional intelligence. I gave you a definition. I shared with you some benefits. We looked at 5 different parts of emotional intelligence. And last week we looked at one specific part. We talked about emotional intelligence and empathy. And there's 3 levels of empathy inside emotional intelligence, one being intellectually understanding what's going on with yourself and others. But there's also that level that gets much deeper. It's about feeling it. And then there's a 3rd level, which really is deep. It's that empathy that causes you to take an action, which we call compassion. Well, I think those are good ideas. Maybe some of that resonated with you. But if your tank's kind of low, it's really hard to do some of those things. I want you to think with me for a moment about the gas gauge on your car, your vehicle, your truck, whatever it is that you use as a means of transportation. And there's usually some type of fuel gauge, whether that's gasoline or it's electric. It's either full or it's empty. And what I want you to understand is that every day we have, or we can start the day, we have the potential of starting the day, I should say, with a full tank. And then as the day goes on, the tank is emptied. We rest overnight, we eat well, we sleep, we get the kinds of nutrition and things that we need in order to recharge ourselves. The next day we get up and hopefully we have a full tank and we can do it again. But what I was alluding to earlier is if your tank is empty and it's empty all the time, it's hard to keep going every day. And to be honest with you, that's where a lot of people are in their emotional gas tank. And I want to encourage you today, and this is the way I want to encourage you. You know, you've heard me talk before about resources that we actually can provide to you. Let me give you a couple examples. Here's a little resource called Hope for the Depressed. And here's another resource that looks at when you're stressed to the max. Or another resource that talks about freedom from addiction, if you're suffering some kind of addiction. And last, you know, what do you do for a living? We have 80 some books, little booklets like this that can help you. What you need to do is just request one of those booklets. Now, the easiest way to find out what booklets that we have is inside today's communication. There's a button where you can download a list of all the different resources that are available to you. If you find yourself running on empty a lot, maybe there's something or something or someone that is causing that drain of resources. Maybe there's a topic there that you can find, and you can just click and email us and we'll send you one of these resources free of charge. No one will know that you ask about it at your work. You know, your employer won't know that you requested or anything else. And like I said, there's no cost in that. So if you want, download that list today, take a look at it. If you want a resource, hey, send us a note and we'll get a resource out to you. Okay? Now here's some other things that we can help you. Maybe it's not a resource. Maybe you get a resource and you still need some help and you want to talk to someone. Let me remind you, you can also use the same button and request a conversation via email with a mental health first responder. Not counselors, they're not psychologists, psychiatrists. They're just people that listen to you and understand where you are. And you can talk to one of those persons via email. Last is we can actually do any type of referral. If you are looking for a counselor, a psychologist, a sociologist, a psychiatrist, or whatever, professional counselor, hey, we can reference some of those for you as well. Again, the key is this, understanding where you are. If the tank is empty, it's empty more days than it's full, then maybe it's time to talk to someone about that. That's why we're here at Doing Good at Work. Thank you for letting me share that with you today. I hope you have a good rest of this week. I know we're moving into a holiday weekend. Please be safe. And as always, I look forward to seeing you again next week on A Coffee Chat.